There we go. Hello, and welcome to DevCast Ops. I am joined this evening by Wale and James, and today we'll be doing something similar to what we were doing last week, but with a different platform that we're authenticating to. So we're going to use Vault this week to authenticate to Nomad, so we can kind of have our single sign-on portal, which then is piggybacking off GCP. But Vault is going to be like our main identity source, and we're kind of using it to go into our other services now and hooking those things up. How are you guys doing this afternoon?
Yes, sorry, I was quickly installing Consul on Linux because I don't think I needed to see that.
And I forgot to log into our VPN. So
while I was there for a second.
No, that's why I was silent, because I was like, oh shit, sorry, it's gonna happen soon. But funny enough, I'm still here.
That's all. It normally takes like 20 seconds for me, so if it kicks you out, we know what's happened at least.
I mean, it's worth saying one of the reasons why we're going hard on security and login now is so we don't have to do everything via the VPN for just like standard admin stuff.
Yeah. One of the crucial bits of security is setting up a good RBAC platform so that you can manage access to things in a sensible way.
Yeah. But before then, private network. No one can access your network. No one can mess with you.
Good old gated castle.
Yeah. It's what most companies do, isn't it? If you can't get through the firewall, but if you can, do what you want.
I'm not sure we should air that much dirty laundry on stream.
Oh, I've not.
Yeah, sorry to be a pain, James, but you know the usual. Your screen.
Oh, yes. Sorry, give me one.
Make it bigger. But I guess that's kind of the reason why Vault, one of the main reasons Vault was founded, one of the major selling points is to run like identity within your workloads across multiple clouds. And you hear Amon go on about it all the time. You don't trust your services, so they have to authenticate whenever they're talking to each other. I'm not sure if I really like the term zero trust myself, because you have to trust something. It's just picking what you trust and making things prove it.
It's all about reducing blast range.
Yeah, Swiss cheese defense. You know there's going to be some holes in it, but if you have enough layers, you probably can't get through all of them.
Yeah. Okay, hopefully that's big enough.
Right, that's cool.
I can manage.
I'm also just going to close. Go Steam. Cool. Nice and prepared, as we should be. So last time bootstrapped Nomad, I assume today we're going to have bootstrap Consul. We have a nice guide that Hashi's given us about how to do this. Actually, I'll show this diagram. Unlike Nomad, where we can set up OIDC auth. So when you talk to Vault, we talk to Nomad we do actually default. Vault we do actually back to Nomad with the authentication token. You need to have enterprise, I think, to do it in Consul. It looks like the only good way of doing it is through enterprise and Consul, but also don't know if it will have the same like loop or if it's just like a Consul thing you can run to then log in, to then get the token, to then put it in here. So we're just going to use Vault. Here's a nice diagram. We run a Vault command to get our Consul token. Vault then talks to Consul, gets our token. We then go to the UI and we can use that token. 90% of the way we're probably going to interact with Consul is through a UI, is through a terminal, sorry.
Yeah.
And if we want to be fancy and the terminal doesn't give us what we want, we could create a web portal interface that does this, either directly or traffic, whatever it's called, has plugins. There's a Nomad plugin, there may be a Consul plugin, where it wraps your whole like login experience with itself. That's a job for the future. For now, we're just going to try and set this up.
So once you've got the bare bones of the API working, you can then make it look pretty afterwards.
Yeah. Cool. Well, first step in this guide is setting the default policy to deny. That sounds like a good idea.
Consul, not Nomad.
Oh, we're doing Nomad. So here we go. It's even open. So we don't have ACL. Well, I mean, Nomad didn't have an ACL either. Like
yeah, fair enough. We haven't done anything that needed it, so why put it in?
ACL equals
the block, isn't it? You have the equals for the block.
Yeah, it looks like a equals. Yeah. Wait. On this guide, it's because you only have one of them. That's why it's equals. I'm setting the variable ACL to this code is what the guide I'm following says. I'll just assume it's correct.
If it breaks, we can always remove it.
Yep. Luckily, we're doing this at the point where there's nothing on this cluster, so.
I was chatting about Nomad today, and they were talking about some interesting stuff about bringing it into sort of legacy workstations. And they said you can, I think the recommendation was maybe to spin up a Nomad client on the server where you run your code initially, and then just get it to write files for like workload identity with jobs and have your old application code consume them. And you don't have to migrate your legacy application into a Nomad job even. You can just use Nomad for the identity you need to start off with and then slowly move across to make it less disruptive, which is like a neat way to do things.
And if you're using a raw exec, you can even tell it just to like, you know where the directory is. As long as you're writing your bash scripts in an idempotent way, you can just be like, oh yeah, this is your artifact, put it here. If it doesn't exist, that will just kind of, you're almost codifying your manual bash code at that point.
Right, we're going to run this and see if it works. Was there any other nonsense?
That's it. Oh no, I need to double this up. Should be no harm in going back to Ansible. So if this goes well, we'll not be able to enter it, but everything else should be happy.
I don't know. Well, if you have we bootstrapped it yet?
Bootstrap is true. We've not bootstrapped the ACL, so that will fail.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can connect before you. I can't remember how it works with the bootstrapping and the ACL. So I guess we can bootstrap, but we won't be able to do anything.
Our health checks may all fail.
Oh, probably. Although I can't remember. I can't remember what we passed them. It's so long ago that they were written.
I really don't want to I really don't want to automate the bootstrap process. I understand why you could do it. But it's one command you have to run once. But
so
it depends.
What port did we put Consul in again?
What port?
Yeah.
8500. Just use the default port.
No, it's
or we 8501 because we've went to HTTPS.
Ah, okay. Thanks.
And it's listening locally on 8500 on HTTP.
But yeah, because that wasn't loading for me, so for one works. Thanks.
Which, looking at the docs, I'm unsure whether this is the correct thing to do or not. There you go. There is the
old keys register.
Well, here's ACL, because default ACL is deny, which means all of this will now fail.
So
time to update some Ansible code.
Well, first we need to bootstrap.
And also we need script policies, right? So
yeah, so we're gonna have to edit all this code to. Okay, this is far more complicated than I was expecting it to be.
I thought you knew already. We came into this prepared.
I wasn't expecting, so we're going to have to work out a way of authenticating. Consul, I can authenticate myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll authenticate ourselves, and then this can just be, I have to make sure I log in first. So, export console address. I mean, it's working. Look.
Secret.
Yeah. So this just takes an ID. So there's no. I mean, maybe as where I can set up to do fancy things. Cool. I just did that because I need the IP address.
I am still logged. Oh, yeah. I was just about to say I am still logged in, but not anymore.
I suppose it'd be cached.
What?
Console.
Go back.
HTTP.
Yeah, we'll just need an X console token, which I guess we can supply as a runtime variable to our Ansible scripts in future.
Will it not just, if you set the environment variable locally, will it not just pull your personal one? As this is going to output secret keys, I'm just going to steal my terminal away.
I can't remember if Ansible pulls. Does Ansible pull the environment variables naturally?
Oh no, wait! It runs on the server we connect to. So actually, no, it won't. Oh God, I copied the thing, and it gave me the output as well as the input.
Yeah, so I guess if we can put a variable into our, for all of our HTTP requests, we just want an X. The header's X console token, and we just give it that token for now.
And then the same with our Nomad stuff. I'm going to paste this very secure, secretive information into Discord.
Don't forget to star it or pin it.
Perfect. Do we have all three secrets in here now? We have our Nomad.
All three secrets in the same Discord.
And they're still valid?
Oh, yeah.
Before we make any of this stuff live, I think we need to work out a better way of securing this stuff.
Can that be episode 52 is the big rekeying party?
Vault happens first, so technically we could bootstrap and store everything into Vault. If Vault is the first thing that spins up, obviously we don't auto-initialize Vault currently.
You could just run you could run a health check or a fact register to check if Vault was unsealed. So you just hit the health endpoint, you'll get a
maybe in the future, because this is just a admin policy. I suppose the next thing we want to do is take this policy and put it all into another repo that does the setup. So maybe we need to have I don't know how complicated it would actually be to do this in a way that's one to explore. I also don't think it needs to be. Okay, so we can now.
You can have a mess
that is everything we need to do in Consul. We now need to mess with Vault.
Oh, we're not going to have a mess around with set up a Terraform repo to do Consul stuff.
So this, at least the first bit, is creating the secret engine. But I suppose we will probably need to create one to handle the console side of it.
Yeah.
Is one of you, just because it's a little bit of a faff, could one of you create the repo and Terraform code and link it to Terraform while I make the Vault secret engine?
I'll start setting that up.
Very cool. So it's got a weird secret engine. I assume this isn't going to be part of Terraform Vault provider. I assume a Consul secret engine isn't a default one. It is.
I would have thought so.
Vault Consul secret backend. Creates a console secret backend that can issue console tokens once a role has been added to the backend. So, boom, job done. Great. They're like, here's a token. Okay. Oh, so that's the.
That'd be the ACL token.
That'd be the ACL token.
And surely the address won't be local. I guess localhost would
Well,
work in this scenario, but we should probably use either the DNS.
Well, so we got Nomad URL. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to make console URL. And then I need console token.
I thought you were for a second going to be lazy and use the Nomad URL and just replace the port number.
Oh, I should replace that port number. Oh, yes. No, that would be bad.
Are we going to, I guess, where is this going to be talking from? I guess it doesn't really matter if it uses the HTTPS one.
This is Vault talking to Nomad. This is Vault talking to console inside the server.
Yeah.
So it could use the 8501 because of the way our system's set up. I would rather use HTTPS.
Yeah, I just can't. Hopefully, we won't have any issues with certificate verification.
So let's encrypt. So
I think now that we use the full chain instead of just the cert file, it's much happier.
Okay. So the path is core.console. Address is going to be var.console URL. Token is var.console token. This is going to be admin. This is the admin role. Console policy is going to be called admin. I imagine that is important. Console. I think that's all we need console side. So all we need Vault side.
Cool.
Wow, this is going to be. Don't want to say a short stream. Do not want to say a short stream. This is going to be pretty pretty easy.
Got to fix the rest. We can fix the rest of the Ansible code if there's other things.
Yes, that's true.
And you want this networked into TFC as well.
TFC, it needs to run on the agent. I can get commit. I realize everything I'm doing is kind of like part secret, so I don't want to. No, I can't.
So I was on mute as I was talking just now. Sorry. I was asking Barnaby, what's the name of the workspace that have you created it?
I'm just setting it up. It'll be core console.
Core console, okay. I can put a variable now. What did you call it?
What do they call what?
No, not you, James. What did you call the variable for the console secret?
It is console_token.
Console token. All right, there you go.
And that's in the core vault repo.
Oh, core vault repo. Okay.
Core vault needs console_URL and console_token.
On it. And
then my hope is for the console provider, which I've never even looked at, we can use environment variables.
Console.
Are we going to have anything in core console apart from Terraform code, or should I set it to hit a Terraform directory within core console?
Would we have service files in there?
I wouldn't have thought so.
No, leave it. I mean, we can move into a folder if needed. I would just leave it as a root.
Okay, workspace is created.
Okay.
Wow, it's such like in the docs, it's like, do not use this token for production. It's initial setup to create more tokens, and that's it.
Yeah, similar for like a root token for Vault. It's the same kind of thing. It has full access.
Yeah, I mean, that's gone to we are creating. The first thing I'll do is create an admin token. The Vault creates us. So we have the console URL, which is empty. Mission well is just doing it. And then console token, which is sensitive. Cool.
Okay. That one is already populated.
Yep.
Have you got the environment variables that we need in the? What you said the variables Wale that you were talking about in the Terraform cloud.
Oh, so yeah, I just only worked with the core Vault workspace just now.
Cool. Core console's now set up. I don't know if we need what we need for that.
No, right. I mean, you could look at the
ACL token, maybe.
It will. I mean, you'll need the URL and the ACL token.
Yeah, let me have.
I think I quite like giving them as environment variables. Obviously, it's up to you guys how you want to do it.
That's fine.
Did just push change to core Vault, so hopefully this repo will pick it up. No? Repo? Monobranch? I just didn't push.
Yep, simple as that. I just hope I used the right token.
Don't be like Barnaby's last week.
That's what I just remembered. I was like, yeah.
Am I just not going to be able to trust either of you two to copy and paste things?
It depends.
Just copy across lines.
Oh dear, I'm worried now.
Ooh, I think we need more stuff for console.
Oh, this has the scheme. Sorry, I was just going. So this has the scheme here is HTTP, which is wrong in HTTPS. So let's change that.
Okay.
Oh God! Wait, really? I need to actually specify the schema. Specifies the address this needs is without the schema.
FQDN. You're just going to split it.
I want this to be the same as everything else.
/:.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then 1. Ignore this bit.
0.
Barnaby.
0 for the.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Sweet. Nice and junky.
For the new workspace that you just created, I only put Consul token and Consul URL. Is there anything else that needs to go in there?
I was having a look at it, but we may need some more things, depending on how the auth works. So we will likely need a CA file or a CA path.
Yeah.
Like CA PEM, something to, but we might not. I guess try without to begin with and see how it goes, and we'll.
You can do cert auth with cert auth with Consul, can't you?
Yes.
So then maybe for that.
And then I guess it's bought Consul token as an environment variable, and it will pick that up.
That's a 2, not a. This keyboard, which is different to the keyboard that I was having issues with, which was bought about the same time. They're really nice keyboards, but are, I think, on their last legs. Like some of the buttons are just like starting to wear down. They're like 6 years old, 5, 6 years old now.
I think when I bought my keyboard, I got one where I can replace the switches as well as the keycaps. So if they start to kind of wear out in certain areas like WSD or something for gaming more than typing, I can just take those out, replace the keys and the switches. So in theory, I can repair this indefinitely.
I have done that with this keyboard because we bought this in Japan. That's the weird layout. No, it doesn't actually need that bit. Sorry, how what it actually wants. And the way we transported them, like a massive dash just got taken out of Grace's keyboard, with like some of the keycaps being destroyed and some of the switches being destroyed. So I actually went in and like bought, because on eBay you can just buy like secondhand switches and caps. So I just went in and unsoldered the keycaps and soldered new ones. Obviously not as nice as Hospital ones, but
I have a piano keyboard that I had to plug into the Mac, and the connection for that broke at some point, so I took that apart and resoldered that all together to get it to work again. And it's not too much of a faff, but it's just as much easier as having a little tool that you can pop things out than having to get a soldering iron and faff around with it.
Yeah, no, I'm also, my questions of like, what do I want from a keyboard has changed. Like, I've realized that actually, like, the way I care about tech now is very different to when I like bought all this stuff.
I definitely, as I'm getting older, I don't care quite so much about having like the latest versions of everything. I think more so because the latest thing just I don't find as exciting anymore. There's no fancy new like hardware that's coming out.
They tend to be the same anyways. Like you don't see it.
It's also less stable.
Yeah.
Oh wait, what does bootstrap mean?
I guess it's not attempting to bootstrap it. Have a look at the provider.
Bootstrap denotes that the resource is used to bootstrap the Consul ACL system.
Oh, we could have used Vault to do this for us.
Shall we move to Vault then?
It's too late now. We've bootstrapped the cluster.
Yeah, I don't want to wipe the cluster. That is cool to know and something that's worth thinking about in the future.
Yeah, we should maybe give that a try at another time. Spin up a Vault cluster and a Vault node in Nomad, and then. Oh no, we want to spin up a new Consul environment. Can we? That'd be a weird one to spin up a Nomad, but I guess you could do it.
Yep.
And then use Vault to bootstrap it. That's nice though, because then you don't have to care about the initial
setup.
Initial setup.
And you never need to
know where
that token. So I mean, at some point it may be cool to think more about day zero, like what happens if the server dies and we have to start from scratch. I think we're now at a point where it's not as clean as it should be.
We run the Ansible code, find the errors, and start again. I think it would be an interesting one to wipe it and then see how far we'd get with the code that we have.
Or spin up another server and try it. I'm just aware that our Saturday streams now mean we probably always want to have a working cluster.
Although all we really need is something that can connect to that drive that is set up in a Terraform in a way that, unless you really want to destroy that, you won't destroy it.
Yeah. Well, it's more if we don't get our cluster backup working in one session, we then either have to fix it without the stream, which is less fun.
To see us playing Unrailed for a day, which doesn't need hardware behind
Yes.
it.
We're now playing Just Cloud games because everything's broke.
If you ever see us playing board games, you know things have gone really badly.
Well, don't say that.
It's when we've destroyed all of we managed to mess up our personal computers so they can't access whatever it is.
I mean, I'm very tempted to. Our work can give us mobile phones. I'm very tempted to ask for one because I don't trust that I'm not just going to one day just break my mobile phone and not be able to log into anything. Oh no, why are you there? It's now too high up. It's like, there we go. Okay, I actually have no idea what the console what it looks like.
Consul.
Well, I've Googled it before, but never clicked on the page. So
I don't know if we care about the data center.
DS1, the default. We should probably specify it. Defaults to that of the agent, so we're fine.
Oh, perfect.
Cool. So, what are we actually setting up?
ACL.
Policies first.
Policy.pf. Sources, ACL policy. Boom, job done. This is going to be our admin policy. Sure, we have a data center. Then this is all the rules. So, node prefix, that can be empty as then any node. And then if I go right, does that give us like admin? That can't be right.
It says here, right? Yeah.
Oh, there's service as well as node. So it's resource, label, and then policy. Those file operators more under control. There's then service prefix, deny, read, write. Well, there's lots of things.
I realize I haven't really looked that deeply into Consul policy.
Same. So I think it's node session service. That's what we probably care about for now. I don't.
Would not be service prefix and session prefix as.
Well, I think you do prefixes or non-prefixes.
I guess if you prefix, if you session an empty string, it's not going to match anything. But if you prefix an empty prefix, it will always match.
I think it's either empty prefix or you just don't specify the codes. So there's ACL, petition, agent, event, identity, keyring, mesh peering, namespace, node, operator, query, service, session. All the things. Here we go. Admin petition rules. Oh no, that's inputs. Let's see if I Google admin policy, someone has done it for me.
I'd be amazed if they haven't, but
That's fine. Let's go with this.
see how it goes.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. Worst comes to worst, we'll have no access.
No, we don't have any access at the moment, so
So I think I just need to do that, and then I just deploy this, and then that'll work. Git create -n. My shift keys going.
I think in the provider file you might have to put address in there. Did you specify address in the...
I mean, are you using environment variables or Terraform variables? I thought you were using environment variables.
So I use environment variable for the token.
it will probably just default to localhost for address, but we can have a play.
Because I'm on the documentation provider. I don't see any environment.
It would be Consul HTTP address because it uses Consul environment variables at the bottom.
Okay.
This is logged me out of Terraform. Give me 1 sec.
All right, let's try that.
Oh, I have to manually. Okay. Did you change the variable? Oh, you've done a Terraform variable. I mean, like this, I will have to specify it. I can do.
There's we can set it to environment variable. I'm just wary of us all changing it at once.
Yeah, that's why I'm not, because I assume one of you two will.
I have what it should be called. I don't know if you care, or if you're actively doing it, or you have to do it, because it should be that.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, okay. I'll add that now.
Yeah, console HTTP. I did.
Also address.
I should really get my.
It's there now. Try it now.
Yep.
Thanks, Bumblebee.
No worries.
Sweet. Go.
I guess
Can't see how bad my.
Oh, also, I know why you copied the stuff wrong last time, because I did the same just now. But obviously I saw it straight away. Is that when you copy from Discord, it actually copied everything rather than just what I actually highlighted. So.
Actually, I should log into Vault now.
Yeah, I've put if anyone's interested, put the environment variables for Consul in chat if they want to see the options they can have.
Yes, please.
Do I even have Vault installed? I don't have Vault installed.
Snap Vault.
I'm not snapping Vault.
Brew.
This is a Windows machine.
Choco.
This is WSL.
apt-get. We can go through installers.
Releases.terraform, releases.hashcode.com.
You just get it. Is it wget?
16.2.
I was actually doing this today. I had a really weird hacky thing to get around enterprise firewalls. It's because I needed to update the version of False on my work laptop. But of course, they don't trust you to download executables from the internet, so you can't do that. So what did I do? I downloaded the zip file, SCP'd that zip file off to a test server that I had access to, unzipped the uncompressed it there because the server that's a test server doesn't have any precautions about unzipping anything. Renamed it to .txt because good old hacks to get around file extension names. SCP'd the executable back under a txt and then just renamed it locally.
That is a long way.
Okay, I shouldn't have uninstalled. So export vault A0 equals
HTTPS.
nomad.devcastops.com.
Vault login dash s.
We dash method SSO.
Yeah, maybe. We've got weird paths and stuff. Let's log out. So it's vault login dash method. Oh, I think it's
Single
just.
dash.
I think it's path equals core GCP. Yes, that's a lot. I think you're right. I need the method.
Yeah, method GCP. What was it? SSO.
Unknown method.
What's the auth type? Is it
ODC.
Or ICD.
ODC. Boom.
HTTP. We already did.
No, this is a different issue.
it's got a wrong redirect URL?
Well, no, that's the correct redirect URL, but this is a redirect. This is a problem that you have when you set up like auth online. It's quite a times you don't set the local host as a redirect, which means you can't then log in via your terminal. So what I need to do is in my API thing in GCP, where we're setting up our Vault auth, it has, oh, that's interesting. Okay. Yeah, so this is the wrong path.
Yeah, also, the role part is empty as well.
The role being empty is fine. Type of language to use path held out, notify is type, not video path. It's path specified the path of authentication enables. Default token. Because this should be, this bit should be core/GCP.
I wonder if you need the path flag the path flag after the method flag.
Oh, I hope not. So if I just do that,
That matters.
well, so that just does permission denied. So I think it is Like this is different. Oh, sorry. OIDC. Like that's different. But this is wrong. So if I sign in via my thingy, let's have a quick look at our OIDC access. Oh no, that's the one. It's access, core GCP. Has like no options. All right, I'm not going to worry about that. There is another way of doing this. We're not here to debug Vault. I can just copy my auth token. Vault underscore token equals secrets. Okay. Now if I go vault secrets list, we have some secrets. Yeah, I probably don't mind too much about showing this token just to show like how to do it. So it's vault read, and then it's core console creds, and then the role which was admin. So that's my login auth. So now if I go to the console URL, if I paste this token into here, do I get access? I do.
I wonder.
I don't have access to tokens, but this is the thing we're going to have to work out. Is still like I don't have access to any of this stuff, so I need key value, intentions, tokens. I think peers is an admin thing. Oh, so we can use these tokens also for agents as well, which we may need to do.
That might be a neat way to do it instead of having to fiddle around with certs.
So you do like console ACL set agent token.
You get a bit of a chicken and egg situation there, because if you were connecting to Vault via Consul, we want to set up a Consul agent. But I guess the build script that creates the server could pull dynamically from Vault. But then it's managing it, so you have a TTL on that token. So it will expire after 30 days, 32 days at the moment. I guess it works at least. We did what we said we were going to do on the top of the hour.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a whole thing at the bottom of this thing, like the token creates lasts for 30 days, so you need to deal with it.
Is it dynamic? I guess if you go into the Vault URI, can we just so people can see, can we revoke the token? I was trying to faff around in the that doesn't look like it's there.
This is the wrong access. Why can I thought you could normally like search through these.
Yeah, you can. So it may not have populated. Let me look at what the API is.
I mean, I have this I can put here. Like I can find it. Like this is the thing, and I can increment the default. I can revoke. So I've revoked my lease, and yeah, I've immediately lost data. Immediately lost access.
Cool.
But for whatever reason, my Vault leases page isn't maybe it's enterprise thing. I hope it's not an enterprise thing.
No, I don't think it is. Well,
true.
it might just be a cache.
Oh,
thing.
we're on an old version of Vault.
We haven't updated since we set this up. We never set up an auto upgrade pipeline, which I think
Yeah.
would be quite fun to have. Is something that follows a feed to see when a new update releases, as long as it's not a beta release, pulls it, installs it, sees if there's any problems through a test suite, and then just updates.
I don't know how we would. I don't know if you could use this, but
Dependabot.
Dependabot. So it will auto run a PR anytime an update happens. I don't know how hard it is to like. I mean, essentially, this is a cron job. Like it runs every day and goes. Has there been a new version?
Yeah, I get some
And
of the
if so,
notifications
next
still
month.
from old repos where it says you have vulnerabilities, and like I don't use that code anymore.
Yeah. Because this, I suppose we have 10 minutes left, but our Ansible code currently doesn't work.
Do we want to try and fix that?
In 5 minutes.
Well, I guess, do we at least want to put it so there's a variable in there that has a Consul ACL token and just update the command? So, and at the moment we can pass it as the variable, and then we can come back in future if we want to have Ansible dynamically authenticate to Vault.
So the issue we're having was console encryption.
It's the keyring one that's normally messes with. So it would be I guess search for HTTP commands.
These ones.
Yeah. How do we add headers in here? Is it just header? Of course it is.
I mean, I think so, but I'm not getting any like useful schema information. Headers.
Oh, that makes sense because you probably want more than one.
Yeah, so it's headers, and then what is it? It's X
Consul token.
And then what do we want
does case matter for token?
Probably. Is it caps?
First letter. So
lowercase c, uppercase c.
Uppercase C, uppercase T, uppercase X.
Cool. And then that can be, God, it's been a while since I've done
Consul ACL token, I guess. I think the rest of ours are underscores rather than dashes.
That's fair. So we just need to put this anytime there's a HTTP, which would these need?
No, because they're console commands. They might do.
But this one's locally on my computer. No, it doesn't. This runs on the server, but the server doesn't have.
You can, I guess, run it and see if it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can do environment variables.
Run it, see if it needs it first. You probably will, but.
And go.
Ooh. You haven't defined console token.
I was some bit quite. What it actually cares about is there's no quotes there. Cool. So I need to go console token. Oh, this is going to be a file that we never want to open on stream again.
Just console ACL token. You're giving it the header name rather.
You're right. I need to go here, this token.
I guess it doesn't really matter because we should, maybe you'll go in between and I might have a tweak of some of the Terraform for the Consul engine to get it so the token leases are for 30 minutes instead of 30 days.
Yeah, but this is the bootstrap token.
Oh, you didn't generate? Oh, yeah, I guess we did.
I generated. That token that I generated doesn't have enough access to do this.
Yes. I guess what you could have done is have you exported it as an environment variable and then passed it.
No, it's hard coded into that environment, into that variable file.
Perfect.
I feel less bad the fact that this is in a like locked down environment, and what's someone going to do if they get access to a console anyway?
Yeah, just don't push it before we delete it.
Yes. Yeah. It's where like what I could do is do the -e stuff, but all that means is I'll be pasting in into my terminal instead of anything else. I mean, this is maybe a reason to move this into the terminal, well.
What you do is you set it up correctly so we have an admin role for Consul in Vault, and then get Ansible to log into to Vault and pull the secrets directly.
Not really good for from scratch deployment, but
depends which bits of secrets you're getting.
Well, we don't set up Vault until everything else is finished. So this is me getting more to the point where we need to like do weirder things.
Failing to install the keys.
Permission denied. So it's this. Well, this doesn't have access. So this needs to have environment
Consul HTTP. I think you can just do Consul token.
Yeah.
Both are accepted.
Well, it's Consul HTTP ADDR.
You can have Consul HTTP token as well.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
Yeah, I think both are valid, but
I mean, if it gets through this, I don't really care about the health checks.
Yeah, I think this is showing we do need to do an Ansible cleanup at one point.
Well, we can now, within reason, authenticate all our services via Vault. Like we're now at the like security step. Maybe it is worth in a future stream actually looking through Ansible code and trying to like harden slightly.
Yeah.
Or at least get this to run as a pipeline.
So I guess what we really need is we essentially need to run Vault, initialize it, run Terraform against it, then run the rest of the playbook.
Which is maybe, do we need to split this code out, but then have a pipeline? Do we need to split this into different? Do we need to put all this, including Terraform code, in one repo, with a pipeline alongside it that does the setup in the right order?
Yeah, I think having like a site job's still not a terrible idea. Where we have all the playbooks that's sort of for when it's up and running, but we should have like a split one for day 0.
Well, maybe that's the next step we can look into. Is we should be able to remote run all these Ansible playbooks. So the playbooks can live somewhere else. That didn't pick up the token. I maybe done the environment variables wrong.
Maybe you do need the HTTP token.
So let's
Twitch chat. So you want the?
So I'm more thinking my Ansible code's wrong than.
Yeah, the standard one is HTTP token.
Could have sworn I just used.
Because the Terraform provider says that you can use.
It's Consul HTTP token.
Yeah, it's the standard one.
Okay. Find the spelling because you only gave me the HTTP one. Oh yeah, or Consul token. It's so weird.
Yeah, I've always used HTTP when I've been working with it before, but I don't know.
The most tokens using GC does not specify a token. Or is this one of those things where you want shell instead of command or something?
Maybe. You can also pass it as a flag. Like you can give it like a dash token is the other option instead of passing it.
That may be neater. If this doesn't work, instead of changing over to, oh no, this, that's cool. Yeah. Because there are some weird differences between shell and command, because we're using command, aren't we?
Mm. I can't remember it does the constant encryption and health checks. No, this is
What?
There we go.
How weird.
And then I assume these will fail. Yeah.
Yeah, check fails because it doesn't have permission. But that's fine. I can edit the health checks in between streams.
Cool.
But yeah, I think working on our better day 0 may not be a bad thing to go on to next.
Yeah. Well, I guess we should say thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the sort of successful time length stream and everything working. And so follow on Twitch, like and subscribe on YouTube, and come back next week for more, where we'll be doing something else. Now we've kind of meshed it together. We'll have to think of something else to do it seriously.
Improvements.
We're being too efficient. We're running out of ideas.
We will never run out of ideas for this system.
Oh, there's plenty of stuff in the backlog. But yeah, we also stream on Saturdays, game streams, if you want to see us in a slightly more relaxed environment. So pop along. We'd love to see you. And thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.